What's up, guys? Mark back here with yet another video, and on today's show we're going to do yet another Q&A. So if you guys are ready, let's jump right on in. First question comes from Javier Bonet. Hi Mark, great video. I was just wondering if the H1 has the possibility of recording audio from the incorporated mics and simultaneously from the line in. I've had an H4 in for a couple of months on loan from a friend and it works great, but as you said, it does have its drawbacks. I think the H1 is more convenient for me because of its portability, ease of use in a hurry, and, well, the price. I think the H4n allows you to record both from the line in and the incorporated mics, but I can never find out how to activate it. Thanks in advance. Well, Javier, the Zoom H4n and the Zoom H1 both have the ability to record external microphones and the built-in microphones, but not at the same time. As soon as you plug a microphone into the external mic jack, you're going to disable the built-in mics. I don't know if they'll ever release a firmware update that will change that. I think to a certain extent it might be nice to have that functionality, but at the same time I can see why they disable the internal mics when you plug in an external one. So up to this point, and they've been out for quite some time now, that functionality has not been put into these devices. So unfortunately, that's not the case with either the H4n or the Zoom H1. Sorry, man. Question number 2 comes from Expert Weapons. I would like to buy a zoom lens that is around $500 to $750, but the zoom range itself is not that important for me, as I always prefer to get closer to the subjects I shoot. So I don't care if it's 16 to 70 f4 or 18 to 105 f4. I am confused about choosing between the Carl Zeiss 16 to 70 f4 OSS or the Sony 18 to 105 f4 G OSS. Which of these lenses have the sharpest, cleanest, and best overall picture quality? Well, Expert Weapons, if you're looking for the sharpest, cleanest image, generally it's going to be with Carl Zeiss. Now, here is the thing. You do have a thing called diminishing return on investment. Only the most discerning eyeballs are going to notice the difference between the Carl Zeiss and the 18 to 105G. Again, goes back to what do you need it for? Who's going to be looking at it? Where are you going to be putting the pictures? What kind of device are you going to be using on? Which kind of camera are you going to use it on? Because that would make a bit of a difference if you were using these lenses on a crop sensor body as opposed to a full frame camera. So you've got a lot to consider, but as far as just the price alone is concerned, I don't necessarily buy Carl Zeiss lenses because I'm not shooting for magazines. I'm not shooting for anyone that's going to ever notice. Most lens choices are going to be pretty damn okay. The layperson is never going to notice those small incremental differences in lens quality that, say, maybe you or I would. But that's just because we pixel peep. Most brides do not pixel peep. They're never going to notice. So you have to ask yourself, who's your audience? Where's the material going and what's it going to be used for? If you're thinking about blowing it up and putting it on a billboard, or if you're thinking about potentially shooting for extremely high-res magazine covers or something like that, then yes, go ahead and opt for the sharper, cleaner, more expensive glass. Otherwise, I think you're perfectly fine with the 18 to 105G in my opinion. And our interesting comment of the week comes from Jorge Martinez. He says, I sold my A6000 and switched to the Panasonic G7, which also can be controlled with a cell phone or a tablet. However, the G7, you have full control of video functions. Well, Jorge, that's an interesting comment. I've actually been considering lately picking up a Panasonic G7. They're both 4K cameras, and I know that a few people have done some comparisons between the two, but honestly, I really kind of like the touchscreen features of the Panasonic G7 quite a bit. I'm really quite intrigued to see just exactly how those two cameras might fare against one another. I also know that the Panasonic G7 has absolutely no overheating issues whatsoever in 4K, unlike the Sony A6300. If you guys would actually like to maybe see a comparison between those two cameras, I know the lenses will not be anywhere close to the same, the crop factor won't be the same or anything, but as far as just image quality by itself, I've been considering buying one. They're only about $500 or $600 right now with the 14 to 42 millimeter kit lens. Just make sure to leave a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that sort of comparison. So anyway, guys, thanks again for stopping here at the Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and I'll see you guys again on the next one. Peace.